Migrants have been anxiously waiting at the southern border, waiting for Title 42 to expire today. Hundreds of National Guard members are there, some in riot gear.
This pandemic-related policy allowed the U.S. to turn away millions of migrants, citing COVID concerns. We do have team coverage this morning. Our Bridget Biorlo is going to be at the Sacramento's largest food bank, and she's going to speak on how it's planning to help more migrants expected in our region.
Let's start with ABC 10's Roxanne Elias, who's been at the southern border, hearing from migrants, unsure about what happens next.
We're at the San Ysidro border crossing where a reported 400 people are living behind this border wall here. Many of them families with small children. There's elderly here. A lot of the people here have come from all over the world searching for a safe, better place to live. But now they find themselves here behind this wall, living in tents made of tarps, plastic bags, blankets. A lot of them tell me that they've spent a lot of cold nights here, some of them up to 7 nights. They're desperately searching for answers as Title 42 comes to an end. A man we spoke to earlier came all the way from Colombia with his 80-year-old mother. He says they don't have anywhere to use the restroom, very little food and things to drink. They're cold at night when it comes to sleeping. Then there are the volunteers who come here to the border to give some of these people food. A volunteer says that some of the people that are here actually paid smugglers up to $1,500 because they thought that they were going to have a chance at a new life. Instead, they're stuck living here without knowing what is going to happen when Title 42 comes to an end. Back to you in studio.
That was our Roxanne Elias, and she's going to have live reports from the border throughout the day right here on ABC 10. But there are still a lot of questions about what the end of Title 42 really means. The Biden administration says right now it's making legal immigration more streamlined and moving people that direction.
And the Republican-controlled House is also expected to vote today on a new bill that would further restrict asylum and build more of the border wall. But President Biden says he's going to veto that bill if it passes. In the meantime, organizations in the Sacramento region are getting ready to help more migrants that are actually crossing the border. Bridget Biorlo is at the Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services this morning. Bridget, they're planning to help migrants in more ways than one, right?
That's exactly right, Walt. A number of Sacramento volunteers are getting ready to meet the demand when a wave of migrants make their way north to our area in Northern California. And a number of food banks are pitching in to make sure those people are fed as Title 42 comes to an end, including here at the Sacramento Food Bank, where they're also offering free legal services for those seeking a path to citizenship. Now, they don't know exactly, the volunteers, what that demand will look like. It should be clearer in the coming months, but they are working around the clock to secure enough funding to not only help the migrants, but also the growing number of hungry families who already call Northern California home. Just last month, this food bank in Sacramento served more than 300,000 people in need. That's double the number than 2019, right before the pandemic. And despite these growing needs, the Sacramento Food Bank volunteers say they are in a good position to help as many people as possible. Take a listen.
We are prepared. We're ready to meet an increase in demand. And it is something, as I mentioned before, that we've already seen over the past couple of years with the pandemic and inflation. Our community members are certainly hurting in terms of needing food assistance and making ends meet. So demand was already high. This may push demand a little higher, but we're definitely prepared and ready to meet that increase in demand.
And the food bank volunteers say they stand ready to help with that food assistance and even those legal services. They say monetary donations could not be more helpful. So if you would like to assist people in need, from migrants to families in our community, you can do that by going to sacramentofoodbank.org, Walt.
Okay, that's Bridget Biorlo at the Sacramento Food Bank Family Services. Bridget, thank you.